Hi, welcome to the pre-lab of the Electrostatics lab. You're going to be using a few different pieces of equipment. One of the first things is just a simple rubber rod and some animal fur. Many people don't know this, but fur and hair, like yours, is actually a great electron donor. So if you take the rubber rod and you actually rub the fur onto the rod, you actually give it a negative charge. So what you're going to do in the lab is you're actually going to be using something called a pith ball. This pith ball right here is just a little metallic sphere that actually can hold a charge. Well, what you can do then is bring the negative rod towards it, and you're going to do some different experiments with it. All right? In this case, it stuck to it for a second. And when you bring it back, or when you charge up your rod again and give it a negative charge, right, you might start to see some different things happen without actually touching it. We're going to look into that. You're also going to have a very sophisticated styrofoam plate and a pie tin that has a coffee cup taped to it. What you can do is your pie tin is going to become your positive charged object. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the fur and I'm going to rub it on the plate. By doing that, as you already know from the rubber rod, you will give it a negative charge. What I then will do is take my pie tin, put it close to the plate without touching it, and then I'll take my finger and touch the edge. There was a little shock. You may not have heard that, but it gave me a little shock. What I did was I pushed the electrons towards the top of the pie tin because of the negatively charged plate. And by touching it, I took off any extra electrons, which made this a positive charge. Now that I have that, I can see how that interacts with my pith ball as well. Bring it close, will it attract, will it repel? You'll be doing that in the lab. Besides that, the last piece of equipment you're going to be using is called an electroscope. An electroscope here, and sorry for the lighting, actually has a metal post, and then it has two different little pieces of metallic foil in it. These can actually be affected by electric charge. So what I can do is take my rubber rod, I can again get it a negative charge, and by doing so, if I bring it close or I touch it and gave it a little negative charge and the leaves or veins spread apart. You're going to be looking into how different charges affect the electroscope as well. Well, anyways, going through this, you'll have a rubber rod, fur for the negative charge. You'll have your styrofoam plate and your pie tin in that to eventually create a positively charged pie tin. You have the infamous pith ball, which is just a thread with a metallic sphere. And then you have your electroscope, which again, with lighting, my apologies, but has two little leaves or veins in there that will move in and out depending on the charge it receives. So you'll be working with that today. Best of luck. Make sure you follow your directions, read step by step, and properly write down all of your observations. Take care.